Hey family, and welcome back to Her Reality Check. I am your host, Madison Johnson, and you already know the tea. This podcast is all about love, the good, the bad, and the delusional. And yes, I've been that girl and sometimes still am, but I stand on this. God did not create us to settle, so grab your wine, get comfy, and let's dive into today's reality check. This episode is a little bit special because this is the 10th episode of the podcast, y'all. I can't believe time is just flying. I think we started about 2 months ago, so it's been a minute. I remember when I first started thinking about this podcast, it was a night I was really going through it, and I was just talking to God, and I was like, okay, what are the next steps I should take in my life? Like, what's next for me, God? I don't know. Then I had a friend call me the next morning that I haven't heard from in a long time, and he was just like, I don't know why I feel like to tell you this. You need to start a podcast. So thank y'all so much for joining me on this journey, and stay tuned for more, family. But let's get into the title of this episode. It's Wind Down, a toast to love. So you're going to join us today for a special edition of Her Reality Check podcast as we wind down and celebrate our 10th episode with a glass of wine or two. In this episode, we're popping the cork on all things wine, from the basics of tasting and pairing to the fascinating history behind the world's most beloved beverage. Plus, we're sharing our love for all things wine with a tasting led by a wine expert who will guide us through a selection of wines that are sure to make your taste buds swoon. Whether you're a seasoned wine lover or just starting to explore, this episode is packed with tips, fun facts, and of course, a few reality checks about the world of wine. So cheers to love, life, and a little sip of reality. Our special guest and wine expert joining us today is Dele Faulkner, a first-generation American, Dallas native, and a Southern Methodist University graduate with a degree in biology. He's built a career at the intersection of wealth management, operations, and innovation, finding a home in the fintech industry. Beyond his professional pursuits, he's a certified wine connoisseur with the WSET Level 2 certification and the founder of Chateau Gustave, a wine tasting and consulting business dedicated to curating exceptional experiences for clients. Rooted in his faith and driven by curiosity, he's passionate about personal growth, fitness, and asking thoughtful questions that inspire meaningful conversations. So without further ado, welcome.
Thank you, Madison. I appreciate that.
Yes, I'm so excited for you to be here. Like, when I first started this podcast, I knew I wanted to include wine because I started drinking it in college, and I was like, I really like this. And then the last episode when RJ came, he was like, oh, I know like a wine connoisseur. I was like,
Sure,
really?
Yeah.
I was like, well, please connect me because this would be great for an episode to just kind of like talk about all things wine.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Too.
So my first question, not really a question, but can you tell me a little bit about your background and how you first got into wine?
Yeah. Anytime I share this story, I feel like it changes just a little bit because what I remember it being is it started off with scotch in college. My roommate at the time, his dad and his dad's friends, they would order crates of Macallan and distribute it between it was like 7 or 8 of them. And they lived out in Irvine, California. So anytime my roommate would go home, this is also around the time that we're trying to become a little bit more sophisticated in our palates and less, we called it piss water, like less beer, like the frat life and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And become a little bit more, polished in what we were consuming. And so it started off with scotch, and then we were at a restaurant. Very long story short, we were at a restaurant. I overheard one of the patrons there talking with the waiter about the wine menu. And they were asking so many detailed questions that the waiter was like, let me just bring out the sommelier because I can't answer these questions for you anymore. Come to find out, the patron, that wasn't even his industry or line of business. He just had a deep passion for wine.
Oh, wow.
And so I thought it'd be really cool to have something that you're very passionate about, but it not necessarily be the thing that you do for a living.
Okay.
And so 2 or 3 days later, I'll go across the street to Tom Thumb. I'll pick up a bottle of, Josh Sellers Cab Sauv.
Yeah.
And went on YouTube and I was like, how do you taste wine? Like, what does this even look like? Because I didn't have any real exposure to it outside of going to the store and picking it up. So that's how it started for me.
I love that. Okay, so what like really drove your passion for it? Like when were you like, okay, I want to start like make this a business, like a lifestyle?
That part started so like the curiosity kind of took over for me. So the more I learned about wine, the more interested I got, the more I was like, I really want to be able to speak on this at a high level. And so I would just study, watch a lot of videos. And then I was like, let me invite some friends over. Let me see what it's like to actually talk about wine with other people and not just myself in the mirror. And they're like, wow, you're actually really good at this. Have you thought about starting a business? And I'm like, nah, not yet. Like, I'm not an expert. I don't want to come off as fake or phony. I just really enjoy wine. They're like, no, stop that. Actually really think about starting a business. And so I started doing free tastings for friends and family. And I did tastings from just one-on-one tastings to my largest group at the time was like 15 friends and family.
Oh, wow.
And then my sister hired me to do a tasting for her birthday, which was like 30 plus people. And I'm like,
were you nervous?
very nervous. I'm nervous right now. Like, and it's just the three of us. I'm like, I was really nervous at the time. And so, but they were like, you did such a great job. Like, you need to keep doing this. So that led to the actual business starting, getting more clients. And to date, my largest tasting has been 33. It was a South African themed tasting for 33 women. And they wanted me to infuse the biblical aspect of wine into the tasting as well. So I got an opportunity to kind of take the Bible, the scriptures relating to wine specifically and life, and marrying it to the entire tasting experience.
Really?
Which is really cool. Yeah.
Okay, explain a little bit more about that to me, because I didn't know that was like, I know wine is mentioned in the Bible, but how did you connect it? Like,
so for me, the angle that I took at was the process of going from grapes to wine is very reminiscent to the process of us developing as humans and our life experiences. And so there's a lot of pain required from a grape perspective, from the seed perspective. You start from the seed. If you think about like the full life cycle of a grape before it becomes wine, the final aspect, or you can think of it as who God has fully created you to be. It requires you to be buried for a season. It requires you to deepen your roots, to shoot up out of the ground. There's a lot of struggle and pain that comes with that. But once you finally get that exposure to the sun, right, to Jesus, it's like, okay, now I have what I need to really blossom and flourish into who he's created me to be. But you still have to remain rooted and connected to the source, right?
Wow.
And so as you develop, as you grow, it's like, okay, now I understand why a lot of the pain was necessary. Sometimes it was because of my own doing. Other times it was because of circumstances or people around me. But at the end of the day, God is going to use all things for his glory. And if you trust him enough to allow yourself to experience and feel exposure to some of the painful things, you'll see the beauty. And at the end of it all, right, you finally become pressed and made into wine, and you're bottled, and now you're put on full display for people to see and consume. Because when it comes to our fruits are not meant for our consumption, right? If we're consuming our fruits, that means we're rotting, right?
Yeah.
And so if other people are able to take from what we've been able to put out, that's the ultimate goal.
Oh, I really do love that. I didn't know it was like so much into it, you know, like I didn't know it went so deep. Like when we were drinking wine in college, we'd have wine nights and we'd just get the cheapest thing from the liquor store, cheapest, sweetest thing, and then call it a day. But this is really interesting. Like I've been saying I wanted to get more into learning about wines and like the history behind it. But you know a lot.
And a lot of it was just self-study, just curiosity really took over. And a lot of YouTube videos, YouTube University really helped me out. Self-studied for everything, learned how to smell wine, taste wine. Like, what does it mean when people say, oh, I taste cherries or I taste apples in this? Like, there's none of that. And it's just grapes. It's like, that's all it is, right? But they're tasting these things. And I'm like, well, one, that doesn't make sense to me. How are they doing that? So I'm learning about it. Oh, these are just elements that are elicited from the barrels that the juice is aged in. Or these are scents that I'm remembering. They feel familiar. They smell familiar to me. You know, if somebody says, oh, I smell or taste licorice, right? Again, there's no licorice in the wine. But in their memory, they're remembering, oh, when I had that licorice candy, this is how I'm connecting the dots. So it's really just piecing things together. And so when I do my tastings, I encourage people, before I even try to steer them in one direction, I ask them, what are you smelling, right? What is actually coming to memory for you as you smell this red wine, as you smell this white wine, as you smell this champagne or cava or whatever, you know? And so from there, you can kind of assess, okay, I think I'm smelling this, but I don't know. Or this kind of smells like this, but I'm not too sure. That's okay. We'll figure it out together. But I at least want you to develop that confidence in yourself, right? So you said it can bring back like memories, like the smell of a wine? Absolutely. Really? Absolutely. So like, for example, and we'll get into this in a second, when you smell a white wine, typically they'll say it has green fruits, green fruit notes, or maybe stone fruit, or maybe herbaceous qualities to it. Well, what do they mean by that, right? Green fruits can be like pear, apple, quince. Herbaceous notes can be things like herbs. So think fennel, think maybe something in the garden like a green bell pepper. Stone fruits, just meaning it has a stone, they call it a stone, but like a pit as a seed. It's a really big seed. So think of like a peach or a nectarine or something like that. And as you're smelling the wine, some of those memories are being elicited. There was one time I had a peach and it tasted like this. Green apple, I know it has kind of that tart, sweet taste to it. This kind of reminds me of that too.
Okay.
And so that's how you kind of connect the dots.
So this is reminding me of a movie I just watched. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's Ruth and Boaz.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
You're going to really like it, I think.
Okay.
But it's about a man who owns a winery. And it's a really good story. It's based on the Bible, but I don't want to give it away for you. I'm
going to watch it regardless.
Okay. But like in the movie, there was like a fire where he like stored all of his wines. And so he thought like it wasn't going to be any good. I mean, God, restored it. But he thought it was going to turn to vinegar, like in the fire, but it didn't. It actually made it better. So, I know that they say when wine like ages, it gets better. How does that work?
That's a great question. So, sometimes, because when you mention fire, I think of the way that they char oak barrels. So they'll burn the staves. So the wooden pieces of the barrel, they're called staves, and so they'll burn the staves to make them more malleable, so they can bend and shape and conform the way they want them to. But as you're burning the wood, you're also infusing the wood with another element, right? So it can develop a smoky characteristic that's also infused in the wine, right? And so sometimes, especially with red wine, because when you talk about wine aging, red wine is the wine that you typically want to age depending on the varietal. And I can go on and on about this, but white wine, you don't really want it to age as long because it doesn't have the same structure elements in it that the red wine has, right? So you think of tannic structure, think of wines that have a lot of body, like a Cabernet Sauvignon. It has a lot of tannic structure, and that tannic structure, the tannins in the wine, they come from the skin of the grape, the seeds of the grape, and the stem of the grape. And those help preserve the wine for a lot longer period of time compared to white wine. So green grapes or white grapes, they don't have those same tannins infused in the skin, the seed, and the stem, right? And so you can't age it as long. So red wine, depending on the varietal, again, you can age it for a certain amount of time if it's stored properly. So stored on its side. If it's if they have a cork in it like this, you want to make sure the cork stays moist because the cork is porous and air comes through. So the more air that comes through into the bottle of wine creates more damage over time. And there's a lot of science behind it. But long story short, you want to age red wine and less so with white wine.
So this is interesting because the wine I get doesn't even have a cork. It just pops open.
We could talk about that too.
But the last wine that I had with the cork, I didn't know how to do it, so the cork fell in the wine.
That's happened before.
That happens. Yeah, it was a mess.
It's tricky to get it out, but yeah.
So what's the wines that don't have the cork? What's the difference?
So they call them screw tops or screw caps. The proper technical name for it is called a Stelvin closure. Okay. And so it's just another way to bottle wine. Oftentimes people think that if it has a screw cap, that it's not as good as a wine that has a cork, which is really not true. Okay. It's really just, bougie people saying that or, trying to make it into something it's not. Yeah. Ironically, screw caps are actually better because they seal out more oxygen. Oh, okay. Right? Yeah. Corks are porous. So there's always going to be a certain amount of oxygen that's coming through the cork. So over time, yes, red wines are good to age, but they can't age forever. Okay. Yeah. Right. Especially if the cork becomes dry. The more dry it is, the more porous it becomes, more air comes in, the faster the wine goes bad. Okay. And so it really just depends. It's not like one is better than the other, but don't be scared off by a screw cap. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to continue to ask you questions, but I kind of want to get into the tasting. Absolutely. Like, I'm excited. Absolutely. So I can pour yours first if you can hand me your glass. Okay. So we have 2 bottles of wine here. We have a white wine. This is a wine called Suave. Okay. But the varietal itself is called Garganega. Say it again. Garganega. I like that. Yeah. It sounds spicy. This is a white wine, a white varietal from Italy. This is from northeastern Italy in a region called Veneto. Capital is Venice. Largest city is Verona. But this is a wine that's going to be similar to a Pinot Grigio. It's going to be very fruity. I'd say medium bodied, and you'll get some nutty characteristics from there as well. I think nutty like almond a little bit. but I'll show you the tasting process, if you will. So anytime I pour a glass of wine that I know is okay, I like to smell it first before I even swirl it or anything. I like to smell it first.
Smell it?
So tell me what you smell. Does it smell bright? Does it smell heavy?
I think a little bright.
A little bright?
Right,
Okay.
I think so.
Okay, so that's like kind of where I like to start.
Okay.
Bright or heavy, light or heavy. And then, okay, what am I actually smelling? So I'll start with fruits. Am I smelling green fruits or red fruits? Again, green fruit can be green apple, peach, pear. Red fruit would be like a red apple, cherry, some type of berry, strawberry in there.
Let me get a little sniff again. Maybe green apple. Is it? Am I right?
That's one for sure.
Okay, that's one.
That's one for sure.
Okay, let me see. I don't know.
You don't know? That's okay. And then you can swirl it some more.
Okay.
So the more you swirl, the more oxygen comes into the wine. And the more of that happens, the more the aromas become more pronounced. And so it's easier to smell as more oxygen comes in. So think of it like you're adding something to push it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me get my oxygen flowing.
So you said green apple for sure.
Okay, yeah.
Are you getting any tropical fruits maybe? You getting any maybe pineapple?
Okay,
anything like
yeah.
that? Okay.
I think that's what, because I was like, it's another fruit, but I can't tell what it is.
Okay. And I know I mentioned nuttiness, like nutty qualities. Think of like an almond or a walnut.
Maybe
it might be harder to smell that, but when you taste it, you might get that on the palate. All right. So you smell first, we swirl, we smell again, and then we taste.
Okay.
And when we taste, I like to allow the wine to sit on my tongue and kind of coat my entire mouth. So I want it to touch my cheeks, the roof of my mouth, my tongue, my entire palate. I want it to coat everything before I swallow it down.
Okay.
All right. And so and take your time with it, as you allow it to kind of settle, are you able to identify any other flavors, anything coming to mind? If not, that's fine too.
I think it made me feel something. I don't know what it made me feel though. I feel it.
You feel it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how does it taste?
It tastes good.
It tastes good?
Yeah, it's good.
Would you say it's sweet?
It's not super sweet. A little sweet though.
Okay. Sweet or fruity?
Maybe fruity.
Maybe fruity?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you say it's dry?
Yeah, kind
A
of
little dry. Okay. If I ask you, does it taste acidic? Do you know what that means?
Kind of like if I bit into a pineapple, like kind of how that feels.
It'll be like
that.
exactly. So that's how it feels.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit? Okay. Acidic, when they use that term, it really just means is your mouth beginning to water?
A little bit,
just a little bit, right? Okay. So that's like how I kind of walk through all of it. So I'll start with what types of fruits, red or green, what types of, flavors, aromas, and I'm kind of just like making a mental list as I go down, and then I'll start writing stuff down. Okay, this is why I like this. This is why I don't like it. It's too acidic for me. It's too dry. It's too this or it's whatever. But yeah, that's kind of the
I like this
tasting process to an extent.
Okay. This is because usually we just pour it up, turn it up,
And that's fine too. I always say wine can be very pretentious. It can be very snobby, but at the end of the day, if you like it, you like it.
No, I want to be a little pretentious with it now.
You want to be a little pretentious?
Yeah.
Okay.
So now when I start going out places, I'm going to do the little...
Absolutely,
the process.
And sometimes I'll hand you this. Sometimes they'll hand you the cork, right? And they'll present the cork to you first before they even pour you a glass. And the reason they do that, it's really for 2 or 3 main reasons. Number one, they want to show you that the cork that they're handing you is the same cork as the bottle that they're pouring for you.
Okay.
Right? Because if it's a more, I'll say more ratchet establishment, they might know that the wine has been recorked and that's all they have in the back. So they'll bring you an already open bottle of wine with a different cork. To try to throw you off, right? So they'll show you the cork first, and they'll even allow you to smell the cork. And because when you smell the cork, you want to make sure you're not tasting or smelling any negative aromas. So think of like a wet newspaper, anything that's like a wet basement, something that kind of lets you know the wine is off.
Yeah.
So they'll present the cork to you first. Everything looks good. Then they'll pour you a small they'll give you a small glass to pour, so you can taste it, right? So you can make sure everything is to your liking. If it's not, just say, no, that's okay. And that's fine, right? Because I haven't wasted any money from a business perspective necessarily, right? And they want to make sure that you're drinking what you want.
Yeah.
So they'll do all that ahead of time. And if you give them the green light so you can swirl, you can look, you want to make sure you're not seeing any, you know, sediments in the wine or anything that could potentially look off, right? We call them sea monkeys. Anything
sediments,
which is fine in natural wines, but like if you're sediment mean like debris from the wine. So the older the wine is, oftentimes when you take the cork out, a lot of sediment has settled to the bottom, and so they'll prevent that sediment from coming into the wine by decanting the wine or by pouring it slowly, so you're not ingesting all of that debris from the bottom of the bottle. And so they want you to check for a lot of these things. Most people don't really check for them because they don't know. But all that to ensure that your tasting experience is to your liking. Right.
I'm feeling a little, jazzy. I like it.
For sure.
That is so interesting. Like, I really did not know.
There's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah. Yes.
And we're really just scratching the surface. So
we're definitely gonna have you back for another episode.
Oh, for sure.
But my mom was asking me a question. She was like, I'm kind of interested in knowing, like, people who struggle with like alcohol abuse and things like that, but they want to drink like wines. Is there a wine for them?
Absolutely.
Really?
There are non-alcoholic options. I've done a couple of non-alcoholic tastings.
Really?
Which is very interesting because it doesn't. From my perspective, at least, it doesn't quite taste like wine, because I prefer obviously the authentic experience. But they have some really, really good options for non-alcoholic wines, especially non-alcoholic champagnes or proseccos or sparkling wines outside of like a Martinelli. They have some great brands. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I know they have some great brands from the tastings that I've done in the past. Where like, actually, I would drink this all the time because alcohol is something that I do struggle with. But this gives me enough of that feeling, taste-wise, that I would feel incredibly comfortable drinking this, opening this up when I'm with friends or if I'm at a restaurant and they have this option. So they have non-alcoholic options for sure.
Oh, wow.
You just have to find the right brands because not everyone does it well.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're out there for sure.
Awesome. Okay, so this is the white one. What was it called again?
This is called, so the name is, Casa Ponte.
Casa Ponte. Is that Spanish?
This is Italian.
Italian, okay.
Yeah. So the type of wine is called Soave.
Soave.
And then the specific grape that they use to make this wine is called Garganega.
Garganega.
Yeah, you got it. This is native.
I like it.
Native to northeastern Italy.
Okay.
Yeah. And so.
Have you traveled to these places?
I have been to Italy. Yes, not northeastern. I've been to northwestern Italy. And
I have to finish this one because you can't mix them, right? Can't mix them.
You can't mix them like that. I should have brought like a spittoon so we could pour it out. But
I'm great. Oh, I like this. I'm gonna have to get me some of that.
Absolutely, and I'll disclose where I got them after we finish this. But yeah.
Okay.
So this is going to be a 2024 vintage Toscana from the House of Cassone. This is one of my favorite houses of wine, my favorite styles of wine as well. This is a red blend. This one is going to be, they don't tell me what it is. Like, they don't tell you on the bottle what grapes are used in this one. But I'm pretty sure you're going to get a lot of Cabernet Sauvignon in here. Maybe a little bit of Merlot as well. Maybe some Mourvedre. These are just assumptions I'm making because they haven't told me anything. But this is going to be a jammy wine. It's going to be very fruit forward, very aromatic on the nose. So you're going to get a nice bouquet of aromas even as you smell the bottle. It's not overly sweet. It's not overly dry. It's a nice kind of even wine for me. But let me know what you think.
Okay.
And kind of do the same process as before. Smell it and then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This one smells a little different. This one smells sweet.
It smells sweet?
Yeah.
Okay. More sweet than fruity?
Fruity, too.
Okay.
But, let's see.
When you say sweet, do you mean like a sugar? Or do you mean like a syrup?
I feel like it's like a syrup.
And this is kind of how I kind of go back and forth. Like, it's sweet, yes, but what kind of sweet? It's dry, yes, but what kind of dry?
I don't know how to explain it. This is probably going to be wrong. I feel like it smells like...
There's no wrong
like
answers.
Thick.
That's good. No, that's good. Yeah.
Maybe rich was the better word.
Rich, you could say body. Thick is fine. Heavy, like
Yeah.
these are all, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Is there like a right or wrong? Like,
There's definitely a wrong, but
Okay.
this is not wrong.
Okay.
Wrong would be like, oh, I taste green apple.
Okay. Okay.
Probably.
I just want to make sure I'm on the right track. So, taste it the same way? Okay. Ooh.
This one reminds me of the holidays. It reminds me of Thanksgiving. This reminds me of after you've had your turkey, you've had your ham, you've taken your roll, put that mashed potato on it, that gravy, that turkey, that cranberry sauce. You make a little sandwich.
Yeah.
With it. And then you have your, I like apple pie. After I've had all of that, this is what I would end the evening with.
Oh. Okay.
It's jammy, syrupy.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like after you just boil down the fruits, right? That texture, that flavor, that's what this reminds me of. Darker fruits. So I'm thinking plum. I'm thinking blackberry. I'm thinking black currant in there as well. Darker berries for sure. Even some baking spices. Baking spice like a nutmeg. Less so cinnamon, I'd say more nutmeg than anything. Some star anise as well. Yeah. But heavy is a good way to describe it. Thick is a good way to describe it. It kind of sits on your palate a little bit stronger than the white wine.
It is a little strong.
Yeah.
A little sexy. But I like it. Oh, I forgot to let it sit in my mouth.
That's okay.
Oh, okay.
That's okay.
I just started gulping it down.
That's okay. It's part of the experience.
I love it though, because I thought, like, I was like, maybe my palate's not mature enough to appreciate like real wines because I just get like the kind of the ones that's like juice, a lot of juice in it. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like this just matured me. Like I enjoy these.
I'm glad you said that. Because it's part of that's really what I want to encourage people or introduce people to with wine. It's okay to like your Stella Rosas and your Barefoots and some of those more common brands. Capriccio was really popular a couple years ago. Like, that's cool, that's fine. But you can get that same effect with something that's a little bit more sophisticated on your palate. And it's exposing you to what else is out there. There are thousands of grape varietals out there. Suave is a style. Garganega is the grape again. You have Barbera is another one of my favorite varietals. Chianti, Syrah. There's so many. There's so many out there, and I always say there's a wine for everybody. You just have to find it, And so
yes, because I think when I first started hearing about like alcohol in general and like learning about it, and then wines especially, I was like, people always seem to drink wine. I said, I'm not thirsty though. But I realize now it's not about being thirsty. It's more of an experience,
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's not like, oh, let me get a glass of wine because I'm thirsty. It's I'm learning about this experience. Like, I'm appreciating it. because I feel like I'm having an experience right now. Like,
that's what it's
I
about.
need to cross my T's and dot my I's. This is exciting. Oh my gosh. So you do like the private wine tastings?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so do you do like packages? Like, how do you do it for people who are interested? Because I'm definitely gonna do this for my mom for her birthday.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So I have preset packages that I've put together. Like the South African tasting I was telling you about, that package is called the South African Safari. And so all the wines are handpicked from South Africa specifically. But I have another package called Rhine River Whites, which is all white wines from Germany, from the Rhine River. I have a package that caters to people that are more familiar with beer.
Okay.
And that's kind of what their palate is used to. And so I can kind of curate an experience for them that exposes them to something new and might kind of change their mind about how they view wine. And so I have preset packages on my website, but I also am very open to curating something specific to the client. So whatever you want, I can put something together for you and make sure that that experience is what you're hoping it's going to be. So yeah, it just depends. Whatever you're looking for, I can accommodate.
So you go to people's homes and do it?
Yeah, so they're in-home private tastings, or I'll go to different venues if they have something going on, and I'll have my little setup. I did a birthday party for a family friend a couple months ago. They had a little venue, they had a little station set up for me, and so people were just coming through. Also work with a private chef if they want a full meal. I did a Christmas, I did a holiday tasting last Christmas, had a private chef prepare everything. Hand selected menu, made sure I got the pairings right with the wine, and it was just a beautiful experience. It was for about 16 people in home as well, but I work with a private chef. I have an amazing friend that owns Yaya Yum Boards out in Lower Greenville for the charcuterie portion of things, right? Yeah. So we do hand selected charcuterie options for my tastings as well. So whatever you're looking for.
You add the cheeses and stuff?
Cheeses, meats, nuts, berries, other fruits, all of it.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, so.
This is amazing. Okay, I did have another question. I'm just so, encapsulated by this experience. What are your next goals with wine? Like, where do you want to take this? Do you want to make this like a global thing?
Global might be strong, but definitely domestic. Definitely nationwide. I'm working on a project right now to make Chateau Gustave into an actual thing. So an actual chateau, an actual winery, an actual vineyard. I'm working on, trying to procure some land. Putting together the business proposals to present before investors, because the ultimate vision for me is to have a blended luxury thermal spa and vineyard combination.
Wow!
Right, and
yes.
So very similar to like a QC term concept that they have all over Europe. Those thermal spas. They brought one out to New York recently, and so I want to blend that with my passion for wine, the vineyard experience. And instead of, going down to Fredericksburg or going down up to Napa or Sonoma, where you have like a strip of wineries, which is a lot of fun, and you're able to hit different locations, kind of see how they do things differently.
Yeah.
I want you y'all want your home base to be Chateau Gustave, right? It's going to be a 50 room luxury resort style feel, but with the vineyard and winery on site. So you're getting the best of both worlds. So you can come and stay at Chateau Gustave, do your tours, do all the things, and then come back to Chateau Gustave and enjoy your long weekend. So that's the big vision that I'm working on right now. We're just getting started.
So you said it's going to be like a spa?
Yeah.
I feel like that fits you. I don't know. Your spirit is just like so peaceful and calm. Were you always like that?
Yeah.
Oh,
I get that a lot. So
really, yes, that's so good. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I have so many questions. Would you ever create your own wine?
Yeah, that's in the works as well.
Okay.
Probably not for mass production, but I definitely want to have my own label, whether it's specific to Chateau Gustave or just something that I do on the side as a passion project. But for sure, it's in the works. A lot of things in the works right now. Yeah. So.
Oh my gosh. Well, I pray God blesses like everything that you're doing. You're so like knowledgeable and intelligent in general, but like especially when it comes to this, like people really don't know a lot about wines. I realize I don't know a lot about them either, but this is going to be really helpful. I definitely want to have you back for a longer one so we can really get in depth, because I can tell there's a lot. There's a lot more to it. Mm-hmm. But I always see people, it's kind of a silly question, but like doing the grapes with their feet.
Yeah.
Is that like, is there a difference, like if you the toe juice in there versus like an actual machine or something?
There's a big difference for sure. Okay. Nowadays they don't do that to produce wine. That's more of like a something that you would do if you go for like an experience, right, to make your own wine. But because we have machines now, there's no toenails in wine anymore.
Was that a thing though, like toenails?
That's how it started. Well, I mean, potentially, but because we have machines now, when you have all the things, if you're drinking wine that has been stepped on, I would call the police. So honestly.
Okay. My other question, do you have any advice to people who are new to wine and like where they should start? What should they do? Where should they go first?
Absolutely. I think you start with whatever you pick up. You really start with whatever you pick up, and take the time to kind of learn what you like and what you don't like, because it could be really easy for me to recommend something to you that I might think you like, and you think it's the worst thing you've ever tasted, right? And so part of the struggle with indulging in wine is figuring out what do I actually like. I'd recommend for somebody starting off to start with something a little bit sweeter, right? That's a little bit more acceptable to your palate. So start with like a sweeter white wine. You could start with a Moscato and then kind of graduate to like a Pinot Grigio, and then graduate to a Sauvignon Blanc or a Chenin Blanc, and then a Chardonnay on top of that. If you're doing a red wine, you could start with a Pinot Noir, which tend to be a little bit more aromatic, fruit forward on the nose, not super sweet, but very fruity, right? So you can start there and then eventually graduate to something like a Barbera, graduate from there to something like a Merlot, and then I come to Malbec, and then I would go to a Cab Sauv, which is very full-bodied, heavy structured, and just take your time with it. Whether it's a $2 chuck or something that's maybe in the $30-$40 price range, the price doesn't matter so much as what do you like on your palate. And once you identify maybe a specific brand or grape that you enjoy, find other brands with that same varietal and see how you feel as well. Or if it's the same house that you particularly like, let's say it's a Stella Rosa, find other wines from Stella Rosa and see how they kind of fit your mold.
Okay. Yeah. When you were naming them, I was like, I don't know what any of this is, but I like the way you say it, and it sounds good. So when I watch this episode back, I'm gonna write it down and do my research, because this has just been amazing. One of my last questions for you: how do you know the holidays are coming up? So Christmas, Thanksgiving. I know you mentioned this one reminds you of Thanksgiving. What's a good wine to have like on Christmas Day?
Oh, on Christmas Day,
with your meal.
With my meal, I'm a red forward type of guy. I love white wine as well, but holidays to me, you've got to be drinking a red wine. Fall time, you've got to be drinking a red wine. I would recommend one of my favorites. It's going to be a lot to say, but I'm going to say it anyway because I think people will enjoy it. It's called Amarone della Valpolicella.
Say it again. Say it slower.
Amarone della Valpolicella.
Okay.
This is another Italian varietal. Valpolicella is the name of the grape. Amarone is the style that the wine is made in. I'd say it's similar-ish to a Pinot Noir as far as the aromas that you're getting on the tongue, on the nose. But it's an easy drink. Okay. It pairs well with a lot of things. It's not super heavy, but it's also not light. It's like a nice medium-bodied wine. Fruit forward. I think it'd pair well with from the turkey all the way to maybe not quite dessert, but definitely the turkey, the ham, mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, maybe even a sweet potato pie if you can make it work. But yeah, I'd recommend that. And you can pick that up at any liquor store. You can pick that up at Trader Joe's even. They have a beautiful 2021 vintage of that varietal or that style as well. So again, Amarone della Valpolicella shouldn't cost you more than $20. Oh. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to pick that up.
Yeah.
My last question for you, the glasses. Does it matter what glass you put it in? Does it need a stem? No stem? I know they said the warmth of the hand can mess it up.
All of the things, yeah. Okay. Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes and no. Definitely don't hold your glass like this because the warmth of the hand can damage the wine, but it's going to take a lot of heat for that to actually happen. By the stem. Exactly. So they call it stemware so that you can hold it by the stem. But as far as what type of glass or cup that you should use when you're drinking wine, technically yes, and we can get into more of that the next time we meet, but if you have a cup, that's fine.
Okay. Because last time, when usually I bring a bottle of wine and then the other people, like my sister, will come with me. I ran out of glasses, so I gave her a styrofoam cup. She said she didn't like it in the styrofoam cup. She said it didn't taste right.
Maybe not styrofoam, maybe like a coffee mug or something. Okay.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. She's like, I don't like it anymore. I was like, well, girl, I didn't have time to clean all the glasses. But this is so interesting, and definitely we need to do something again.
Absolutely.
Probably make this like a 2-hour thing, so we can really like dive into it.
If we got 2 hours, I can lay it all out for it for sure. Yeah,
we're gonna plan that out, and I'm probably gonna book a private tasting from my mom because she was like, I can't wait for this episode, like I want to learn about the wine. So she's definitely going to enjoy this, and I want to learn more now because this wine got me feeling a little spicy right now.
Spicy already. Hey,
yeah, like it's I'm warm.
Yeah.
Does it do that to people?
Yeah, definitely will heat up your insides for sure. Yeah.
Okay, because when you do the ladies are talking about how they feel sexy and stuff. Okay, so that you're used to that. So just make sure it's not just me. I'm like, it's getting a little toasty. But yes, this was great. Thank you so much for joining me.
I appreciate you for having me.
Yes. Thank you. And family, I hope y'all really, really enjoyed this episode. Like, this is exciting. Like, it's going to be big. And I know things are going to be big for you. Like, God is going to take you to amazing places. But family, stay tuned for more. And make sure you go grab a glass of, can you say it again? The one for the holidays?
Amarone della Valpolicella.
I'm running. Make sure y'all grab that for Christmas because y'all don't want to miss out. But get these two, get it together, y'all. Like we're bougie in 2026. Like we're leveling up. This is for my college students watching. You're doing a wine night. Grab some of the Cabernet Toscana. What was the other one? The
Suave.
The Suave.
The Casaponte Suave.
Yes, Casaponte Suave. Make sure y'all grab that, y'all, for your wine nights. Like, level up your experience. We're growing up. We're maturing. It's time.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all so much for tuning in to Her Reality Check podcast, and stay tuned for next episode. Love y'all. Bye.